This is Fano with an hour with the wolf pack, and my segment is Stepping Out of Babylon. Today's date is February 10th, 2016, and today I did the normal diet, and I was kind of out and about. So I got a kombucha. It's pretty good. And then I went to this co-op store where I was at, and I get these like raw pumpkin seeds at Costco. But at the store they had raw watermelon seeds. So I was like, I gotta buy these because I heard like watermelon seeds in general are like really, really good for you. So I'm kind of stoked about trying them tomorrow and the next day and so on. And then when I got home, I had a salad. That was kind of it. But today I think, as far as thoughts go, I think at this point, on day 19, you don't really think too much. Like, food really doesn't cross my mind. It's more, I think at this point, it's more just being yourself and interacting with people. And I think it's kind of hard because when you're changing your frequency, you learn that a lot of people around you and stuff really disagree and want you to kind of change and be something you're not. So today it's like I interacted with somebody, and just off of my new diet and who I am and what I'm passionate about, really changed their perspective on myself. And I kind of, at first, kind of bugged me. And then I began to realize, I can't change who I am just to kind of connect with people. And if people can't understand to connect with me on my higher frequency, then I shouldn't waste time. But I realized that people try to bring you down because it really made me feel like I should lower my frequency or give back in and like eat. Like, it kind of made me want to like eat bad or something. Like, I didn't really feel okay with what I was doing. And so I realized, like, these diets, it's like a multiple level battle where you're battling, the food, you're battling your own mind, and then you're battling the interaction with people. And through all of that, those battles, I think you have to go back into yourself and say, well, I'm happy being me, even though I might not connect with 99% of the world, maybe I'll connect with just 1% of people on earth. But that's fine, I don't think you should ever give in to who you are or your beliefs. And I think the big challenge with the person I was talking to today, they had a belief system that I didn't really disagree with, but that was like their life. And they just weren't understanding about my belief, I guess, like, my life. And they were just so strong on that opinion that, it jeopardized them getting to know who I am, because they felt like I was judging them. It's really bizarre, and it's funny, people put words in your mouth or thoughts or feelings, and they say like, well, you're this energy, this is what you're portraying as far as energy goes. And me myself as a person, I'm just very open to ideas. Like I can totally have my whole belief system, and it's like what I believe, and you can totally be like, that's garbage, I don't believe in any of that stuff, and I'll be totally okay with that. Like that doesn't affect me, especially like when you're getting to know somebody, because we're all not the same, we're all different. And even though I'm passionate about food and art and things, I don't really expect someone to be just as passionate about those things. Like I kind of like would want to teach somebody about those things, and I would want them to teach me about some things. And I think people get very decisive about, this is me, this is what I do, and that's why I go back to parasites and things. And people don't really realize on a subconscious level they're running the show, and they're the ones that are saying, like, if the person, whoever you're talking to, if they're on a frequency or they're eating certain foods, they have a certain environment in their body, and say you're in this different level, but yet you have some type of connection. Maybe that connection is where their bugs think they can change your bugs, and then you have something to feed off of, or vice versa, where you had a higher frequency, or even maybe you might be at a lower frequency than them, and you see something that you might like out of them. But I think what it really breaks down to is when there's friction. Like for me, like I could totally be like, okay, cool, lower my frequency to connect with this person more. But then I realized like that's not me. I'm trying to raise my frequency. I'm not trying to go down in my belief system. But I am open to everything. And I think that's a lot of things people get really don't understand me, is because they think like I have these extreme views and I'm like super hardcore, because that's just like my demeanor in general. But really I'm just open to all possibilities, and I'm not really set on one thing, but I'm also at the same time, if something makes more sense to me, I'm gonna go with the thing that makes more sense to me at the moment. But I'm always changing and evolving. So I think a lot of people get just a conclusion of like, this is me, this is what I know, this is what I've spent my whole life doing, and this is right and this is wrong. And it bizarres me because it's a linkage back into like a feeling that would want to make me go eat bad. And it's very interesting to come to that conscious conclusion that life and things is multiple layers of just a diet. I mean, just, I could totally not be conscious about it and just be like, well, those are just feelings. That has nothing to do with what I'm eating. But I realized that thought turned into eating something, but I stopped and said, no, I'm not like that. I'm going to grow. So at the same time, I thank this person for being that open with me and making me realize that being conscious is multiple levels versus everything so separate, and everything really just intertwines with each other. And that's how you be the best version of who we are. And so, I always say, you can't love other people until you love yourself. And, if I accepted what other people say, that I'm not really loving myself. I just have to be true to myself to really love anyone. So I'm very content about what I am, and I'm still open to possibilities. but I'm just trying to love myself as much as I can so I can love everyone else. So I'll end it with that. And this is Fano with Stepping Out of Babylon. This is day 19, and it's February 10th, 2016. And I hope everyone takes care of themselves, because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of anyone else.